I'm joined with APA after unfortunate defeat to Shopify. I want to get just your quick thoughts on the series and maybe what went wrong. Game one, you guys were kind of finding ways back into it, and I think that last dragon, or maybe the Baron push kind of completely flipped the situation. And then game two, it was a very tense and long game. Game three, you win. Game four, again, it seemed kind of hard from the beginning of the game, but it seemed like the series wasn't, a one-sided stomp. So like, how did you feel about the series, and where do you think you guys went wrong?
To be honest, there's a world where this series today is a 3-0. I think like very realistic that we can win game one. If we don't, I don't look back at it, but I'm sure there's a way we can all not die on the ball in like 2 or 3 play. That we're like sieging them, and then they'll just shit on us. And then even the way they ended that game, it was like just an oversight from us, where we were actually at the top lane wave, and then they was bomb warped, and then Power Fox played well. We stopped all of our bases. Like honestly, just like a couple oversights game one, because the game did start out hard with how much they pressured Yuji. Like Yuji was behind, and then we had like a couple like pretty close fights, I would say. Back and forth both ways, and then we came back into the game, got banned, gave out a con, and the game was winnable, and honestly, just an oversight. And then game two, I think, like myself, but others were scared on our team just to go forward and just contest base when that should have been our game. I think like I was so strong in the game, like everyone was so strong in the game to throw all their bodies and do something. But I'm not doing that for honestly who knows what reason. Then of course, game 3 won. Then game 4 was just felt just hard to lane. Like all of us, I think, for one it seems, didn't really lane. So the like bad lane matchups are like bad at understanding the lane, and like no one could help each other. Usually we get invaded nonstop. That game was just like a miserable way to lose on.
Yeah.
Trash ass way to lose because we just couldn't do anything. We were just slowly getting bled out, and then we're probably down like 10k gold by the end. We can't even do anything.
Yeah, game 4 felt like maybe it was a bit of a draft gap, but I did want to talk about what you were saying in games 1 and 2, because that was something on broadcast they mentioned it, and a lot of people were also mentioning it. It felt like you guys were playing scared, and you didn't have like enough, for whatever reason. Especially like the game 1 on Azir, people were pointing out like you could have Azir shuffled, or at first you were like going for shuffles that weren't working, and then maybe that caused you to like not play as well. Felt like game 1 you could have really carried, game 2 as well, and then game 3 like you played with so much confidence on the Talia. So was that something that you like noticed in the series? Was there like, I know you said you're not sure why it happened, but how did you like overcome that?
We did talk about it like a little bit between game 1 and 2. It was more so just like we knew how they were going to play. They played the same exact way they played the last 2 series. So we knew to like if we were going to be in the zone, be willing to fight, which I think is what we weren't really willing to do in game 1 and 2. So yeah, I mean this series sucks to lose because I don't think we were like I think Shopify improved a lot. I don't think we were massively worse than them. I would consider us pretty close. And honestly, maybe our stuff's still better. We just didn't have that like X factor, I guess, on the day.
I mean, there are 2 major questions that I have to ask. The first one is about Spawn and the fact that, he's coaching remotely, and it seems like every time he comes back, like when he's not there, you guys aren't doing too hot. Same thing happened in Split 1, but then he comes back and you guys win. This time it didn't really work out that way. What is like as a player the effect of like remote coaching? I've been saying that I think it's like cope, and like whether Spawn was here or not, I think you guys would go through the same struggles, but we're not privy to like the behind the scenes. So as a player, do you think it makes like such a big difference?
I mean, it definitely sucks when he's away for sure. Like he's a very commanding presence to be around. There's honestly no other way to put it. He's a commanding presence. So of course, when he's in the room, looking me in the eyes, and, like probably flaming me or like flaming whoever, it's like a lot. like brutal or rougher, like more of like a come to realization experience than it is over when he's just yelling at us with like shoddy internet from Australia, because sometimes he'd have shoddy internet or we'd have shoddy TL internet, and then he'd be like yelling at us, and it'd be kind of funny sometimes because we're like kind of getting shit on, he'd yell at us, and we just like internet problems, so we wouldn't hear him yell at us, but he'd see him like crash out on us. But yeah, I'm not gonna. It's not weird. Like I definitely like him more when he's in person. But I don't think he's the reason why we weren't able to like I guess pull out the series or even next week if we were to make next week.
The second question obviously is about Yuji. One thing you had mentioned, if you remember, like way back when split one or spring split of 2024, you guys were the least bloodiest team in like, I want to say the world, but definitely in LTA. And then Yuji, or not Yuji, sorry. Umti has this like, I think Spawn said that he noticed that in scrims, Umti was doing something that he wasn't doing on stage, like finding the enemy jungler, and then he started doing it on stage, and you went to like to being the bloodiest team in LTA and like second, I think, in the world, something like that, something crazy like that. And it seems like with the removal of Umti and putting Yuji in, I'm not going to ask why Umti didn't play or what that means for this like going forward, but with bringing in Yuji, who's playing a more controlled style, you seem to have lost a lot of what took you from being Team Liquid that won, spring to a much slower, less aggressive, less potent. That's what a lot of junglers are saying. It's like when you're playing against Umti, you feel a little bit nervous. You're not sure what he's going to do. He's going to come. He's going to fight you. When you're playing against Yuji, it's kind of easy. It's a lot easier. How has the process of integrating Yuji been affecting like your growth as a team?
I mean, you said it pretty clearly. Like they're very different players, to be honest. Umpty's more like. It's funny because we have a very similar read on the two of the guys. It's like Umpty will sometimes just do funny things. You'll like notice something in the map that no one else notices. Like someone will show weirdly, or like he'll just be like, "I watch these VODs. He always does this," and blah blah blah, and he'll just make like a crackhead theory, and he'll follow along with the crackhead theory, and then it's just a flip sometimes. Sometimes it works out, and we literally win the game level one. Flash over a dragon for wall, steal a red buff, and like he looks like a god. But also sometimes it works out in a negative way. He'll flash over that red buff. They didn't start red, so he just loses flash, and maybe it's worded, so they go kill him afterwards or something. And then usually the opposite. He's like definitely more like plays for tempo, hits his camps, willing to gank on tempo, but like. So it's definitely a bit, what's it called? Like yin and yang, playing with the two junglers. I think Yuji also just lacked a lot of experience, which completely makes sense in my opinion. We put him in like 2 weeks into playoffs, and then our first playoff match we got completely shit on, so we probably got no experience then. So yeah, he just had like 2 weeks of playoffs. He didn't really have the most experience, so I can't really give him any fault for today because I think like I don't really consider myself a veteran still. I'm only in like the end of my sophomore year now, but like I think like the more experienced players should definitely have stepped up, myself included.
Is this a more like just the new Team Liquid look? Like, hey, we have a different jungler, so now we have to play a different style? Is this something that you guys as a team are like trying to develop?
I think the best part about our team is we're very good at a lot of styles. And we're very like willing to change off of what we think the meta actually is. So like I don't want to say it's like our style now, because who knows, maybe next split it's like through camp only. I think Yuji will try to play the best that he can, and same thing for Umpty. I think Umpty will try to play the best he can for whatever the meta is. So yeah.
All right. Well, it's unfortunate that you guys won't be moving forward. Last thing I'm going to ask you is some words to the fans. There were a lot of very loud Team Liquid fans bantering all week, and unfortunately it didn't go your ways. But any parting words?
I'm sure my haters are very happy because I think I've amassed a wide variety of anti fans over my career. So I'm sure those guys see me down for the first time in my career ever are like, fuck yes, now their time. I'm sure if I check my Twitter DMs, it's filled with lovely comments from those people. But to my fans and Team Liquid supporters, I think this roster, you're empty, like for the past year and a half, 2 years, and even like the core of me, Jan, and me, Jan, and core. Like Source, whatever. It fucking sucks, but at least for myself, and honestly, I'll speak for others, it'll probably give everyone motivation to go forward and just do better. Like I think I'm very confident in saying that this will be our worst placement over the 2 years. Summer will definitely place higher.
All right, that's those are some strong words. A lot of competition, but good luck, and it's a good thing to have anti-fans, haters that DM you not so pretty things, not so much, but it's always nice to. All right, man. Thank you for doing the interview. It's after a loss, it's a crushing loss, but I appreciate doing the interview, and good luck. Have a vacation, relax, and enjoy your time off. Shopify Rebellion, baby, we did it. We did the impossible. Sorry about the audio, by the way. I don't know, I couldn't figure it out, but it is what it is. Dude, we did it. We beat 100 Thieves. We broke the top 4. We beat them again in the lower bracket. 3-0, mind you. We 3-1 Team Liquid. We make it to finals weekend. I cannot describe how ecstatic I am. I'm so tired from all the energy and like hype that I had a second ago. This is like about an hour after the games have been played, but finally we make it to finals. I'm sad that I can't make it there. I would be there even if we lost 0-3. Like I would be there cheering, but unfortunately I can't make it. I'm not making it, so it is what it is. I just thought we played very, very controlled. Our macro was great. We made mistakes, but we recovered. We kept fighting. Even the game where we were supposed to lose in like 25 minutes, we were like fighting to the end, trying to find any angle that we could. And just proud of the boys, proud of Revan, the project that he's been leading. Story isn't done. I will have like a whole retrospective on the past 2 splits when we're done. But for now, just enjoy the losers interview with APA. He's always like very good loser interview. Sometimes you're kind of depressed and don't want to say anything, but you have to. He was open to talk and whatnot. And again, sorry for the audio issues, but it is what it is. So I'll see you guys when we win finals.